Massive price increases coming for 2024. Let's discuss. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. Guys, we got a lot to talk about today. So we are continuing to see more price increases in the grocery stores, but we're seeing price increases on pretty much everything. Let me know if this sounds familiar. So Jessica just got her insurance bill for the year, her start of the year. Her insurance went up on her car. My insurance went up a whopping $50 extra a month on my car. Home insurance is skyrocketing in Cincinnati. There are people that I know personally and some others that are considering taking some of their business north of Cincinnati here because the property taxes and everything are getting outrageous. They're getting outrageous. Cincinnati is supposed to be a small town welcoming businesses, get your business booming. We are home to P&G. We are home to Kroger. We are home. Now, these are big businesses, but I'm saying property taxes and all this stuff is getting insane. It's getting to the point where it's unaffordable. Housing is unaffordable. It's ridiculously unaffordable. You know, I mean, me and Jessica both work. We both work hard. And it's like, the housing market is just ridiculous. It is just crazy. When you think that it's going to come down a little bit, it just seems like it just shoots right back up. There'll be a good deal here and there. They'll sell like crazy, so there must be something wrong with those houses. That's what I always think. But I don't know, guys. So from USDA ERS, USDA website here, they went into kind of a background or a backing here of what the CPI measuring index, the price index of what has been of recently of inflation. The all-time consumer price index, a measure of economy-wide inflation, increased 0.6% from January 24th to February 24th. I think it was much more than that. And was up to 3.2% from February of 2023, which I believe is way more than that. The CPI for all food increased 0.1% from January 24th to 2024, and food prices are up 2.2% higher than in February 2023. We know. Now, if that's an overall average, okay, an overall average of everything. So, you know, some things have not gone up, but a lot of things have. And I would argue that most things that everybody buys in the stores have gone up a lot, or they've shrinkflated, or it's gone because they're out of business. Okay. Now, we always talk about staying prepared on the channel and buying whatever means necessary, not just food, but we got to pay attention to, you know, people are not able to afford their homes here. You know, we live in a world where just a few years ago, everybody was, secluded to their home. They couldn't leave their home for some things. You know, we have people that can't leave their homes now. We have people that are on Social Security that, really, I don't even know how some people are able to get by. But, and then on top of that, we have these value stores that are closing all over the country. We have ones that are closing in areas where that is mostly what you have anyway. We've gotten some reports from some of our viewers that a lot of these stores that are closing, you know, these are your main stores. These are ones that you go to on a daily basis or every few days. A lot of people in this day and age are living paycheck to paycheck or just check to check by any means or you know, anything. I saw a report on the news the other day that food banks and stuff are not only slammed to the teeth, but they're not getting it as much as they're hoping to. So that's something else we can look into. You know, if we have a little bit extra, always good to donate to your local food bank. Make sure that everybody's being taken care of because these are some hard times, guys. These are some tough times, and it's only going to get uglier. It really is. I mean, we got things going on, you know, different things going on overseas with conflicts, you know, with the different wars and stuff like that going on, things brewing in the Middle East and beyond. You know, we have things that are going on that these things, and not to make this the main subject of things, but this is going to make matters even worse. This is going to make price, you know, we're going to have people that are going to be pulling out of businesses. We're going to have people pulling out of the stock market. We're going to have people pulling out of everything. So we need to make sure we're going to have banks. But I don't normally talk about banks too much on the channel and everything, but these are slippery subjects that, we need to make sure that, for one, you want to make sure you're checking your different accounts. Make sure that everything is up to date with your bank. And if I could recommend anything to anybody, it's getting out of debt. Make sure during this time you're getting out of debt. It's part of the reason why we really haven't jumped on getting a house yet, because there's many different factors here. I mean, even if we could get a house for $300,000. Right? I mean, that's crazy around here. I understand, like, maybe East West Coast, that's like a gold mine for you. But around here, things are different. We don't make as much. We don't make as much money. We're constantly struggling with having to get by. And that's a lot of different people. A lot of different. And I've talked to a lot of people who are trying to buy a home. They're tired of paying, $1,500 a month for rent. Right? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, and that's $1,500 a month for rent. That's not great. I mean, we feel kind of blessed that we were godfathered into the place that we were here a couple years ago, right? Because they can only raise our rent up so much every month, right? And it's, we don't have it so bad. I always feel very blessed in mine and Jessica's life that, we are blessed, and we try to help, any way we can by putting this information out here on the channel, whether it's through our store videos or coffee rants or some bright entertainment. As I know it's not a traditional video that me and Jess did, but at the end of this video, I will put a little window here that you can click on to watch our exciting trip to the Cincinnati Zoo. Didn't get a lot of traction. I was kind of surprised. It's funny. Like, some of the best videos that you ever think that you ever make seem like, I don't know, I guess because we do different types of videos on the channel, maybe a lot of people, but you should check that video out at the end of this. Again, I'll put a little window there you can click on if you happen to miss it. I don't know, the way videos are these days, they get pushed out different ways. I think all my videos should be pushed out to every subscriber that I have. I think everybody on YouTube thinks that, but I don't know. It's a great video. It's fun. Me and Jessica in action. Very hot day at the zoo yesterday. It was 80 degrees. They were at capacity, at least for the parking lot. There was no parking. You had to find a place on the street to park, which was very rare. And it kind of stinks too, because we're annual pass members and we get free parking. So we weren't even able to use it yesterday, but that's okay. We had a good time. Saw some of the animals, some of the flowers, tried some different foods. I'll tell you what, Cincinnati Zoo does have some good food. Good food. And honestly, for theme park food, it's really not as expensive as you might think. We get a little bit of a discount with the annual pass and everything, but yeah, good quality food, like a real hamburger, real pizza, good stuff. Anyway, so guys, I say the same message that I always do: stock up on the sales as you see them. But you know what? Today, we did the Meijer Monday here. I went to Meijer this morning, and I gotta say, I was disappointed. I didn't really think too much about it till I was done with the video. I did say something toward the end of the video, which that video will be out tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. The sales just aren't sales anymore, guys. We're seeing sale prices that are even more than what the regular prices were last year. Like, way more. Like, they're not even, some of these deals that they put out, and it's not just Meijer, it's everywhere, right? I saw T-bone steaks that were on sale. They were $12.99 a pound, okay? And they were on sale for $11.99 a pound. The last time we saw that, which was just a few weeks ago, was $9.99 a pound. Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't know. I will say at Meijer, I saw the most pork I've seen in any store. So all this we're hearing about, well, we've got a lot of reports of shortages of pork from you guys. And those are the ones I trust. But the ones that we're reading here and different things, I don't know. It's hard to trust anything you read. It's why I always talk about, like, sometimes, like, with even some of these recalls that we go over and everything, I usually let it sit for a day. I try to put it out as fast as possible, but I have to do a lot of research first to make sure that, for one, it's legit. And for two, we want to make sure that everything, because these recalls and some of these different things have the tendency to expand, right? We're putting out the initial, hey, this happened. And then usually I'll say, like, well, just hold off on buying any of it until further notice, because these recalls have been expanding with the different salmonella, listeria, all these different things that have been prevalent in pretty much every recall that we have seen. Recently, it's been the labels. I don't understand that. It's like are they just doing this like systematically? I know that sounds crazy, and you know I hate to sound like a whole you know doom and gloom here, which you know, but it is really you know it's just information we had to get out here, guys. It just is. But it's like so many different labels now that have been coming up wrong for egg allergens, peanut allergens, the coconut allergen. You know, there's so many, and it's been so many within a month. Yet these weren't around a couple months ago, and now we're seeing them back to back to back to back. What's up with that? I don't know, but we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention to what's going on in some of our companies. We need to make sure that these guys who are supposed to inspect these foods all the time, hopefully they're getting more on top of it. There's been investigations launched on the whole Wanna Banna cinnamon in general from overseas that is coming into the country here. You know, a lot of this like Supreme Tradition cinnamon. I'm almost weary to buy any Supreme Tradition spices from Dollar Tree because of this. I know it just deals with cinnamon right now. And I'm not saying don't buy some of these things. I'm just saying, like, you can't help but think, like, well, this is a massive recall. This is not just a recall on one product. Because usually that's how it is. It's a recall on one product from one store that something happened. This is a recall on cinnamon everywhere. Not all cinnamon. I know a lot of you are going to say, do the cinnamon stalks, the organic cinnamon, do it yourself. Absolutely. I would be. We're not buying any ground cinnamon until this whole thing is over. Because this has been going on for months. And I'm wondering if we would have ever even found this if it wasn't for the cinnamon applesauce packets that we covered back in October that had very high lethal levels of lead in them that are targeted for children. That still irks me to the extreme. But you know, a lot of things. Somebody asked about baby formula. I'm going to point this one out here real quick. I've been seeing baby. I have checked. I have looked. I've been, other than prices getting ridiculous on it, which it has been going up consistently. Baby formula has been everywhere around here. I have been seeing a lot more pet food too. We haven't gotten any comments on pet food lately, so I kind of just cover other things when we're not, you know, if people are finding that a lot of their pet food is missing or not able to find some. Cat food, wet cat food, canned cat food, it's going to be hit or miss all the time. I'm convinced, or it's been like that for the last few years. It's not empty like it was a few years ago, but yeah, we'll find places where it's a lot less. Now, if I see sales on it, I always point it out. A lot of people were saying that some of their pet food was missing at their Aldi. Ours was too. As a matter of fact, there were none of the smaller cans, the heart to tail cans. The last time I went to Aldi, those were gone. So I don't know. We'll continue to cover those things, but just wanted to talk about some of the, you know, the different increases. You know, the interest or the CPI numbers are at 3.5% rate of inflation, and that's unacceptable. And the thing is that I heard in a news statement that that's way too high for their expected 2%. Really? You thought it was going to drop down to 2%? I mean, I could have told you that was never. I'm actually surprised it's as low as it is right now. The funny thing is how excited they sound when they say 2%, yet that's still inflation. It hasn't stopped. It keeps going. Now things are opened up because of what's going on. We're seeing gas prices go up again. $3.59. That's the highest it's been in a year, at least around here, in Cincinnati, Ohio. But we're seeing, like I said, with houses, there hasn't been any drop in houses. You'll see a house that's on the market for a while, and it'll drop like $5,000 or $6,000. It's because there's something seriously wrong with it. It needs a new roof or something, you know. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy times, guys. It really is. We need to keep our head on a swivel. Make sure we're paying attention. Prepare like never before. Make sure you are stocking up on things, guys. I don't want to pull the alarm yet. Okay, I don't want to pull the alarm yet, but I think it's about to get a lot worse. I think it is. I think as we move towards summer, I think grocery prices are going to hit all-time highs, which they're hitting all-time highs like every couple months. But I think we're going to start to see even more high prices on sales, right? I was pretty much disgusted at Meijer today. I did not show it in the video, but I wanted to share it for this coffee rant here because Meijer is getting, I don't know. I don't know. Like I've always said, Meijer has great quality, kind of like Publix, but both places are extremely high. Matter of fact, I don't know how some people shop. I only shop these stores for the sales. Now Kroger as well. Okay, I can't just say Meijer or Publix. It's all of them. It's all of them. The one that really, and I know you guys will probably think differently of this. Okay, but the one that really upsets me is Walmart. We continue to see prices at Walmart go right up to that point. Okay, here's Kroger. There's Walmart. Okay, like a couple few cents cheaper. Used to be where it was like $1 or $2 cheaper. Now it's like 5 cents cheaper. If that, like maybe a couple pennies cheaper. Of course, there will be some things at Walmart that'll be traditionally cheaper, but that's every store. Okay. And the produce and meat prices at Walmart are to the extreme. I'm not buying any produce or meat at Walmart. That is just too expensive. And I understand that some people have no other choice. And those prices could be different depending on where you live as well, because produce, meat, dairy, those kind of things at Walmart are different. But as far as all the middle stuff, all the canned goods, all the things we like to put in our pantries and stock up on, yes, those are all the same prices. You're paying the same high price as we are, and I'll tell you what, it's frustrating. It's frustrating because when you see Walmart's price, this is kind of why I have this on the back burner of my brain thinking it's about to get worse because Walmart's raising these prices before anybody else. But we're seeing regular prices sit in other stores, and then the sale prices get right up to where that regular price is. It's getting unaffordable. It's getting to the point where it's not only harder and harder to stock up on the sales as we see them, as we always say on the channel. It's getting harder and harder, especially for people that are just trying to get by with all these stores closing. Like we said, all the value stores and all this stuff. People are going to have to start shopping at these other places. And you're going to have to start thinking, you're going to have to start plotting and planning things out a little differently. Maybe try to skip over a week until you get your next check. Or maybe plan it out, do the math. And that's the sad thing here, is that prices are going up in the main huge supermarkets and grocery stores as well. Now, we've been getting a lot of comments from some of our viewers across the country or across the world. Things in Australia seem like they are just going through the roof. I've had one Australian viewer sent me some photos of some different prices on produce. Boy, I thought we had it high. I thought we had it expensive. And some different cereals that are unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable in price. Some of them like $10 for some of these, like cheaper brands, produce, like $10 for apples, like 3-pound bag. That's unbelievable. We've gotten comments from some of our viewers in the UK who've been talking about a lot of shortages of things in the UK going on right now. Now, they've had some bad weather. They've had a lot of rain and stuff, which could affect harvest big time. And if you're in the UK, you may want to pay attention to some of these things. Make sure you are completely stocking up on things. Maybe, I always say get the best deal, but just make sure you have it. If it's something that you need or something that's in your diet or something like that, you definitely want to make sure that you have it. Same with some of our friends in Canada. A lot of issues with over-the-counter medicine still, not just children's medicine anymore. It seems like it is going into different cold medicines and stuff like that. We've gotten reports on that as well. And reports just all over, guys, all over. It's happening all over the world. We just need to make sure that, like I said before, keep our head on a swivel. Make sure we're checking everything. Keep, as much as I hate watching regular news, I have been to just try and keep up with what's going on overseas. Because there's some serious events going on that could lead to some more serious events. So we need to pay attention to those as we go along. Excuse me. Sorry. Allergies are just killing me. We got some things coming up. Okay, we got some things that maybe may or may not be getting worse in the future, but either way, if we're stocking up on these items, at least we know what we need. And not just food. Food is what we need on an everyday basis. But we need to think of other things too. Clothes, lights, flashlights, different things, batteries, just any little thing that you can think of that you may need. I would get it before it's gone. Because that is a few years ago, that is what we were saying. Get it before it's gone. With the empty shelves and all this stuff, things disappearing, we have things that continue to fall downhill. We have things that continue to fall off the cliff. These things are going to be harder and harder to be able to find in the future. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to click on this video to watch me and Jessica in action at the Cincinnati Zoo. Excited for this one. This is a fun one. If you missed it, click on it now. Everybody have a great night.